on हिंदी रेडियो स्टेशन यानी कि रेडियो 106.3 FM से मैं हूँ आरजे विवेक and it's my pleasure to introduce one of the finest sportsmen of India, the person who has 24 World Championship, 2 Asian Gold Games title and also several other titles on his name. None other than Pankaj Advani from India. Welcome to Qatar.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here.
So firstly, congratulations on your 11th Asian title, 24th World Championship, all of this here in Qatar. How does it feel?
I'll just say Doha is lucky for me. It's as simple as that. Look, I mean, it's been a really exciting journey, and I'm so happy to put India on the map. We all want India to become a superpower in sports, and it starts with each and every sport. And in fact, snooker was invented in India, in Jabalpur.
Yeah.
And it's so, I feel so grateful to actually be part of history, to actually rewrite history, and to also put India on top in the world, on the world map.
You always have been doing that.
Yeah, so first major tournament after 2 long years and also retaining the World Championship. How was the wait period? Was it difficult?
Initially, the lockdown was actually a novelty because all of us have been running around so much, trying to go one up on each other, being involved in the rat race, and then suddenly everything comes to a standstill. So I think everybody kind of also sort of said, okay, maybe it's time to slow down and just enjoy this break, yet obviously be very careful about your health because the priority was, to be healthy and stay safe and take all the precautions possible. But I think as the months went by and then the second lockdown happened in India, I'm talking about,
Right.
I'm sure everywhere around the globe also there have been 2-3 lockdowns. It became tough to deal with and everybody started getting anxious and they thought, okay, this is going to last for a long time and we still don't know when we will actually get rid of COVID, whether it will just be a normal flu and we take shots every year. And then you're wondering, when will I resume work? Whether you're a sports person representing your country, whether you're an artist, you're, in the glamour profession, everything came to a standstill. Honestly, I think the reason why I won is because I was just very grateful for the opportunity to just come out and play and travel all over again overseas and represent, my country. I didn't think of winning. I didn't think of creating history. I just took it one match at a time and things just fell into place.
And you actually did wonders to that. And also, your first Asian gold came from Doha. So how does it feel reliving those memories, coming back to Doha?
That was a wonderful experience, I remember throughout the tournament I played exceptionally well. The first match in fact was my worst and I was down 2-0 to an unseeded player and I swear if I had lost that match I wouldn't have been able to show my face to anybody, I was so embarrassed. But that's what sport is, sometimes you're never always at your best. You're going to have days where you're a little off color.
Yes.
You've got to manage somehow, just hold on to your emotions, don't get too nervous and get angry with yourself and beat yourself up. Because we're all human, we all make mistakes.
Right.
And to actually come back from 2-0 down and win that first round and then to pick up from there and eventually win gold for India, being the one of the first gold medalists, and that to win it in Doha. I just feel Doha is extremely lucky for me because this is my 7th major title over here.
Absolutely.
Well, he spoke about the game. I want to ask you something else. What else do you love about Qatar? What else do you love the most about Qatar?
The fact that I think the people are so straightforward, at the same time very hospitable, and everything is black and white over here. Rules are rules, structures are in place. The hospitality is amazing. Right from the time we landed, we were taken care of, and that's always been the case. The organizing is top class, and I'm sure India can also, take a leaf from Qatar's book and actually imbibe some of these qualities and actually put up some, great sporting events in our country. Not that we haven't had enough, but I think the way Qatar does it and the class and style with which they do it is something that I really admire and appreciate.
Really nice. You actually won your very first title at a very young age of 11. So could you just take us through the journey of, how it started at 11 and right now you're staying at a 24, the title of being a 24-time world champion?
Billiards and snooker just happened by chance. I was actually following my elder brother Shri to a snooker club, a small snooker club near my house in Bangalore, and I was very curious and intrigued. What is this game? Let me just go and see what's happening. And every day I learned something new. I learned how to stand. I learned how to put the bridge on the table. I didn't do it actually, but I was just observing. And since a young age, I was very observant as a kid. So I used to observe people's mannerisms. I used to be a good mimic. Not anymore. Just like Djokovic imitates some of the top players in tennis. But I used to do all of that before. But that's how I learned the game. I used to watch my brother play, and thanks to him, who now is my sports psychologist, Sri. So he's played multiple roles in my life and had so much to contribute to my success. I started my journey in Q Sports, and the first ball that I tried to play, the first shot that I took on the snooker table, the ball went in, which is very rare.
I think you got it.
And I think that's probably destiny. That I think I was meant to do this, and whatever talent I got, or whatever gift that I've been given by God, I'm just trying to make the most of it.
Perfect.
So we'll move on to we'll go on to something slightly lighter on a note, and if not snooker, what else do you love? Like any other sport that you like apart from snooker? If you had to choose one, maybe as a profession or something.
I'd love tennis. I think it's such a demanding sport physically and mentally, and I see so much of it even in my sport, because of course not as physical as tennis, because you need a lot of core and strength and even mental toughness, but just the mentality to win. And that's what I see currently in Djokovic. I saw that in Federer earlier. I'm a huge Federer fan, by the way, because the elegance and the poise and the class with which he played the game, I don't think anybody will ever be able to play, achievements aside, because I know Djokovic is making a strong case for it to be the greatest, which is equal right now, so you never know. But I love tennis. I also like bowling, 10-pin bowling once in a while as a recreational activity when I go out with friends. All in all, I'm a sports person. I mean, because I play, billiards and snooker at the highest level, I also love following other sports. And the Football World Cup is around the corner now.
It's gonna happen here.
I would love to come back in Doha.
We'd love to see you here.
I'd love to come back. Only thing I know, it's going to be extremely crowded, and then we don't know the COVID situation. So I'll take a call closer to the event. But I'd love to come here for a couple of Germany games, because I support Germany all the way.
All right. Not every game is easy, like you said. Like every game has its own share of difficulties. So is that a moment in your life where you felt like, this is it, I'm not able to do it, I'm not going to go further, but then something kept you going and made you achieve something big? You were on the verge of giving up, but then you said, okay, let me try.
In 2006, just before coming to Qatar for the Asian Games, I was going through a bad patch in my game, and I was not motivated at all. And let me be very honest with you, I think everybody knows this, but they don't speak about it enough, especially the sports persons in India, that listen, whatever said and done, India is a one-sport nation. And while, I don't want to take anything away from cricket, because they've done a fantastic job in promoting it and making it accessible to Indians at large, I just feel that the support for every other sport, there's a massive difference.
Yeah.
It's huge in terms of, the bias and discrimination. So I really wanted to give up before the Asian Games, and that's the time my brother came from Australia all the way, because he was there for 6 years, and he surprised me and he says, okay, what is it that you're going through? So we did a couple of sessions, because he was into sales and motivation leadership, and he used some of that knowledge, and he threw it on me, and he said, okay, this is what you need to do when you go for the Asian Games. Now that you have the opportunity to represent India, give it one last push, and then we'll decide after that what you want to do with your career, whether you want to go ahead and play snooker and billiards, or you want to give it up. I was very clear in my mind that I don't want to continue after the Asian Games. And then it happened, the gold medal happened, and then life changed, because again things started flowing, the government started recognizing us, media houses, and there was more buzz. And I felt like, this is probably the only thing I'm good at in life. And I don't know what else would I have done if I had not played billiards and snooker, because I would have been lost and clueless. So that's the moment that actually changed my life, and I have Doha to thank for that, indirectly.
I was about to mention that. So,
Yes.
so before your game, do you have like a regime? Do you listen to a particular song? Do you have a set of playlist, or do you do something? You just pump yourself up. What's your regime like?
I actually use music to elevate my mood, but only when I'm traveling, like in my flights, in my journeys, if I'm going by train, because I love the fact that when I'm actually in motion, I'm also listening to something and looking out of the window, seeing the scenery.
Yeah.
It's just a wonderful feeling, because when you're alone, your thoughts can go haywire. You can think of all the negative things, positive things, unpleasant things in life. So it's best to use music to actually channelize that energy and be happy with yourself and be at peace with yourself. And this is a sport which is very individual and very, I wouldn't say lonely, but it's a sport where you have to learn to be alone and independent and happy with yourself, because only when you're at peace with yourself can you perform your best. So, I love all Arijit Singh's songs actually, to be honest. Yeah, I just love his voice. Big fan.
So, do you have like a regime before the match as such?
Well, not in terms of music,
Okay,
but
like,
but
as such.
yeah, I
How do you
don't.
prep yourself, like apart from like of course getting mentally ready for
Well, I don't get into fights with anybody before my game, and now that I'm married, even more, to stay away from any confrontation.
Which brings me to the next question. So you travel a lot, work, travel, and your personal life. Since you recently got married, how do you balance all of this? And is she your biggest cheerleader when it comes to the game?
She is actually, and I'm surprised because I'll tell you why. She doesn't follow much sport. Sania is into makeup. She's a makeup artist, and when she married me, she had no clue also who I was when we first
What
met.
she was getting into?
Who she was marrying also. And slowly she's picked up the game, and she's actually become so fond of it that she follows each and every match of mine, especially when it's on live streaming. She sees the videos, she discusses the matches with me, after I finish. And then I say, listen, yeah, we'll discuss a little and then just keep it because I need to concentrate on my next game. But she's one of my biggest supporters, and I'm glad to have her in my life.
Alright.
That's quite sweet. So, of course, there are a lot of Bollywood films that are being made, and we being a Bollywood station as such, would you want at some point of time a biopic on yourself? And if yes, who would you think can do the best role for your particular journey?
I think the answer is very simple. Of course, I'd love to have a biopic, on my journey and my story and achievements. But I think also from the point of view of explaining to viewers and sports enthusiasts and our people at large that, listen, India has world beaters in every sport, and we need to identify, we need to appreciate it, we need to show examples of champions, not only myself in billiards and snooker, but there's so many world beaters, like what Saina and Sindhu did in badminton, the boxers have done, the shooters have done. They have actually inspired the future generations to
Now
take
also
forward the
athletics
legacy.
as well, yeah.
So yeah, exactly. So who would I like for me? I think there's so many guys. There's Ranbir, there's Ayushmann, there's Siddhant Chaturvedi, there are new actors coming up who could probably actually do a great job of playing my character.
It seems like you are a Bollywood buff for sure.
Now that I'm married to a girl who's in the industry, who does makeup for, some of the actresses and, who's there, definitely I'm taking a bigger interest.
Game as well.
100%. In fact, I just bought her something. I may be going to buy her something from the mall now, some of her makeup stuff.
Okay.
So I want to ask her.
Maybe she has given you a list of it.
Honestly, she did. Unfortunately, some of the stuff is not available here. But that makes my work easier, so I don't have to, buy so much.
Alright. Coming back. I've heard that you have a lot of nicknames when it comes to the game, the Prince of Snooker and stuff. Do you have any interesting nicknames back home, or what your friends call you? Now that's a little secret that you have to tell us.
So there's this one player, he was watching this Hindi movie once, and there was this character called Pakia.
Okay.
And because it's with a P and there's an A and a K and my name also has all those letters, so he started calling me Pakia. And there was this ad actually, I don't know how much time you spent in India. It's on a music channel, and there's this, it was an animated ad where this Sardarji takes the attendance of students, and there was, I think, Mona and Dinesh in this typical Sardar accent, and he says, Pankaj. So some people started to call me Pankaj also, just to annoy me. But I'll tell you one thing, the key, when people make fun of you, it's best to just laugh it out rather than get angry and irritated.
Right.
Because the more irritated you get, the more fun they're going to make of you. So
They love that.
they love to do that chabi, and I think that's what the game's taught me, just to be really patient and take jokes in the right way, because as long as somebody's not harming you and not with the intention of actually trying to annoy you.
Yeah, I think that's right. What's next? What's the next big thing on the list? Apart from coming back to Doha for FIFA.
Like, what do you aim for?
Yeah.
I think I would just like people to understand that every sport has a sports person rather, has a very difficult journey to go through in terms of the mental makeup, what kind of preparation we do, because today we're all here. Of course, I won 2 big trophies. It's great. I'm feeling really excited. I'm sure you're also sharing my happiness and my joy, you know, for the things
Definitely.
that the country, has done and progressed. But the journey behind that, the preparation that I had to go through for these 2 events, just to wait it out for the last 1.5 years. I think I would love for people to appreciate that challenge and that effort that we all put in. Not only myself, but all the sportspersons of India, and not just concentrate on just a few top sportspersons that we have.
Yeah,
and that's my hope for future. Really, I don't have any plans, but I would like to, obviously do my bit in educating people, and trying and make India more receptive towards different kinds of sports.
All right.
This was amazing. Thank you so much for your time. It was lovely having you.
Thank you. Same here. Really
And
enjoyed
I was
this.
really loving it. Once again,
you.
on behalf of Olives Radio Network, thank you so much for spending some time, and congratulations on your big win.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Take care. Thanks.